Okay, let's have a look at this then. Um, okay, here's the picture. We want to get this equation. It says to find x and y in terms of r. Well, the radius here is the same distance here, isn't it? That's r. So this distance here is r, isn't it? So we can see that x plus r is equal to the half of this radius, which is going to be 3. See that? That radius here is r, so this was r. So x plus r, well 3. Or in other words, this distance here must be 3 minus r, mustn't it? Because when you add it to r, you get 3. So x equals 3 minus r. So let's write that down then. That's the first piece of information from the picture. And that was just looking at this distance here. And then the next one we want y. This distance is y. This distance is r, and this distance is 8. So r plus y plus this distance, which is half the circle, which is 3. So 3 plus y plus r equals 8. So let's do that then. 3 plus y plus r is equal to 8, the horizontal distance. So that tells us that y is equal to, move the 3 over, 8 minus 3 is 5 minus r. So there's equation 2. So we've got both x and y now in terms of r, which if we look back at the question, we'll see that's exactly what it asked us to do. So I'm going to put that there, and that's my second equation. So let's go back to our picture, and it said by finding x and y in terms of r. Now if we can find an equation with x and y and getting a number, so this distance here, right, this radius is x plus y squared minus r squared, isn't it? Yeah? That radius here is r, little r. This total length is x squared plus y squared. So this distance is going to be the radius of the circle, and 2 of those equals 6. Okay, so 2 of these would be 6, that's true, but we've got an x here, and we've got an r. We know what that distance is, and that would be this distance up here as well. So we could bring that in up there, couldn't we? Or we could just write this distance is basically that radius is 3. So I reckon that that's what we can do. The square root of that radius then would be that total length of would be square root of x squared plus y squared minus the little r. That's equal to the radius of the bigger circle, isn't it? This length here is the whole length less r, so that would be the left hand side written there, and that radius of this bigger circle has to be 6. So it's got to be, the radius is 3, the diameter is 6, so that's 3. So now we can just use that piece of information. X squared plus y squared is equal to 3 plus r. And this is number 3. So we should be able to sub x and y in and get an equation in y if we square both sides. X squared plus y squared then is equal to 3 plus r all squared. X squared, 3 minus r squared, plus y squared, 5 minus r squared is equal to 3 plus r squared. That's what we've got then. That's good. 9 minus 6r plus r squared plus 25 minus 10r plus r squared is equal to 9 plus 6r plus r squared. So the r squareds cancel here and here. Okay, the 6r. So we're going to get an r squared here. That's that one done. Then we move this over to be here, minus 12, minus another 10 is minus 22r. The 9's cancel both sides, and we're just left with 25, because we've done the r's, haven't we? So we're just left with 25. And then it's just a simple calculation from a quadratic. So r is equal to minus b, 22, plus or minus the square root of b squared, 22 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is 25, all over 2a, 2 times 1. And it will only be one of these values, won't it? It will be positive, one would imagine. I think that's the case, although I'm not too sure. Well, one will be rather large for this problem, wouldn't it? And unsuitable, given the context of the problem. So maybe the smaller one of the two would. And then it's just a calculation here. And you need to work it out to 3 significant figures. So I think that's another problem. Let's just go back and review what we did then. So what we did was we said, oh yeah, this is the radius. So that must be the vertical distance here. So that distance is r. The whole distance down is 3. So this must be 3 minus r. X equals 3 minus r. Then we looked at the horizontal distance is 8. And we said y plus r plus this distance here, this radius, horizontally is 8. So let's have a look. So this distance here is, of course, the bigger circle is 3. So y plus 3 plus r is 8. And that then gave us the second equation. Just have a look at it. That one. That's what it led to. And then we got, so we had this one, x and y in terms of r, that's what the question asked for. And then we got this, because we looked at that distance, that radius of the bigger circle was here, and we knew that to be 3. And then we subbed in the x and the y, and we would have an equation in r. But first of all, we just squared it, like so, and then we put them in, and then we simplified and got this quadratic here, which is what we wanted.